welcome to the Pulse of Africa community. I hope you're doing great today. If you're joining us for the first time, don't hesitate to like, share, and subscribe to stay informed and connected to Africa's most important news reports. Your engagements will help this video to reach more people. Thank you very much. Before we start the coverage for today, let's take a moment to listen to what this Chinese man has for Africa.
Africa need to use your own brain power to make up your own judgment. In the world of today, you hear a lot of talks about whether, Africa should be forced to make a choice between China versus the United States. I think that's the wrong choice. The real choice for Africa, as well as for the rest of mankind, is whether the United States is doing the right thing or is doing the wrong thing, or whether China is doing the right thing or doing the wrong thing. If the United States is doing the right thing, work with the United States. But if the United States is doing the wrong thing, why should you bother about working with the United States or following its leadership? Similarly, if China is doing the right thing, why don't you want to work with China? And, God forbid, if China is doing the wrong thing, why should you work with China? That means African countries, people in Africa, need to use their own brain power to make a decision first, whether this country or that country is doing the right thing or the wrong thing. Don't be forced by any other country to make a choice which will not serve your fundamental interest. Now, when I traveled a little bit in Rwanda yesterday, in Kigali, let me tell you my real observation. I think Kigali is in better shape today compared with China back in 1978, when China started to reform and opening to the outside world, attracting FDI into China. The philosophical point I want to emphasize is that if China can do this in 46 years, Rwanda and Africa can do it in the coming 4 decades or so. Have faith in yourself. Keep faith in yourself. China is a success story which can be repeated by the great people here in Rwanda and the great people here in Africa. Now, another piece of advice. What is the foundation upon which security should be based? Not only for Rwanda, but for Africa. Security never exists in a vacuum. Security should be based on several things, which are the pillars. One is maintain stability at home. The other one is keep peace with your neighbors. And the third one, as Deng Xiaoping, for whom I had the great honor to work with before, development is the hard truth. Develop, develop, develop. I understand even in this great country of Rwanda, you may not have sufficient amount of power. Focus on that. Get that done. That will provide a much better context, whereby security for Rwanda, security for Africa as a continent will be better reinforced. Thank you.
Mali's Council of Ministers, following advice from its Minister Delegate in charge of political reform, has approved a draft law to revise the country's transition charter. This draft paves the way for granting the head of state a renewable 5-year term beginning in 2025. Delegates at the National Refoundation Conference, held from December 27th to 30th, 2021, put forward 517 recommendations, pressing for sweeping reforms across Mali's political landscape before the country resumed elections. The aim was to build a more inclusive, accountable state. Following those recommendations, Mali successfully held a constitutional referendum on June 18, 2023, resulting in a new constitution which was officially promulgated on July 22, 2023. Under this new legal framework, the transition was meant to oversee political modernization, restore state authority, and hold elections. But the Sahel, including Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, continues to grapple with insurgencies, extremist violence, and threats to territorial integrity, which are exacerbated by external interference. That's partly why in September 2023, leaders of the 3 countries established the Alliance of Sahel States under the Liptako Goma Charter, and in July 2024, they took it a step further by forming the Confederation of Sahel States. Now Mali argues that it cannot yet guarantee full security or hold truly fair elections. Armed forces control much of the territory, and while progress has been made against terrorism, the threat is far from over. Analysts warn that hurried elections could reverse fragile gains. By extending the transition, the government hopes to buy time, more resources, more institutional reform, more security. According to Malian officials, their move aligns with the will of Malians at home and abroad. A spokesman reportedly said the revised charter reflects the legitimate expectations of the Malian people. But here's a bold insight. Extending the transition might stabilize the state by preventing rushed elections and giving security forces breathing room. On the flip side, critics say it risks cementing military or executive control, building a de facto presidency with little accountability. Government officials, alongside some traditional leaders and diaspora groups, welcome the extension. They believe Mali is not yet ready for elections and insist the new charter reflects nationwide consultations, including from Malians abroad. Opposition parties, human rights activists, and pro-democracy groups, however, view the move with suspicion. They question whether genuine public opinion has shaped the decision and worry the government is consolidating power under the guise of security. Regional organizations also offer varied takes. Within the Confederation of Sahel States, the decision resonates. Burkina Faso and Niger face similar delays. Some regional analysts praise their coordination in extending transitions, while others warn of growing authoritarian drift across the Sahel republics. If Mali succeeds in securing territory and reforming institutions during the extra transition time, it could provide a model for the Sahel. But if it fails, the region might confront entrenched power without genuine accountability. It's a delicate balance, and now the future depends on how the charter language, government actions, and public sentiment unfold. So what do you think? Will Mali's decision to extend its transition deliver the stability and reforms the people expect? Or will this move entrench unchecked power in the capital and across the Sahel? Drop your views in the comments below. And if you found this report insightful, please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned to Pulse of Africa for ongoing coverage of Mali, the Sahel, and the entire continent. Thank you for watching.